Hi, welcome. I'm Eric Linter with Starspeak for the second half of January 2017. Well, the new year is getting a little bit older as we head into the second half of the first month. And the 16th, Martin Luther King Day, has a Virgo moon in a testing angle with both Mars and Saturn. So proceed with care and caution. Mars and Saturn are basically locked in a square. This is an indication that things are likely to bog down this week and proceed accordingly. You know, if it's really important, it's probably going to take a second effort. Perseverance always pays off with Saturn. Mars typically moves on and looks for new challenges, but with the square actually being exact on Thursday the 19th, the same day that the Sun moves into futuristic Aquarius, it's going to be a low energy battle just to push agendas forward and attempt to get people on the same page. The teamwork element, the need to join forces with others really grows with the Sun's entry into Aquarius on Thursday afternoon. And then the next day in the morning, Venus is in a sextile to Pluto. Clearly a two heads are better than one alignment that also is very powerful in terms of the awakening, healing power of love. And so treating others with both a certain degree of affection, kindness, and the exchange of information, the drawing on other people's experience, their talents. Together we are a much more formidable force as we move into the weekend. And on the 21st, we're dealing with a Scorpio moon and harmony between the moon and Mars. So again, there's some really strong energy on this Saturday. We're at a point in time where many people are going to be either at the inauguration on Friday the 20th or at one of the demonstrations planned around the country. And again, passions are going to be strong on both days. Whatever cause it is that you're championing, respect differences of opinion, because clearly there are going to be those differences. As I mentioned in the first half of the month's forecast, we're all living under the very strong polarizing energies of Jupiter opposing Uranus, a major recurring theme throughout most of 2017. And rather than just focusing on what divides us, we need to remember what it is that brings us together, what makes us human, what has sustained our nation over the centuries, and those core values, those core truths need to be respected, starting with freedom of speech, I believe. And speaking of speech, on Monday the 23rd, Mercury, the communications planet, is in a sextile to the visionary dreamer planet Neptune. And so a lot of creative energy is flowing. We'll start feeling it over the weekend, but it kind of reaches a peak on Monday the 23rd. The moon is actually at the end of its cycle. It's waning, and we'll come to the new moon phase on Friday the 27th. Typically energies in short supply right around a new moon, and I expect that will be something a lot of us are feeling glad to be moving into a weekend and getting a chance to rest up. But also on Friday the 27th, Venus is in a square to Saturn, and this can test a great many relationships. A reality check is called for, and sometimes, we need to do another or a better job at holding other people accountable, and at the same time being accountable ourselves. Relationships are always a two-way street, and we all can improve when it comes to how we connect with and interact with other people. That's really the work that's called for around this particular new moon in Aquarius. Mars enters Aries on the 28th, which happens to be Chinese New Year. And it's interesting, Mars is the natural ruling planet of Aries, so we may see some hints of springtime energy with this invigorating shift as the god of war goes into his own sign. On Sunday, the 29th, there's a conjunction between Mercury and Pluto. This is a very intense combination, both planets in Capricorn, a furrowing of the brow. You know, people will kind of be obsessive, and those who like to worry will really sort of ramp up their capacity to be concerned. But on the other hand, if you're shopping and looking for a bargain or doing some kind of research project or just engaging in personal growth work or contemplation, there can be some real breakthroughs in understanding of oneself. Mercury is pretty busy right now because just a couple of days later, on January the 31st, it forms a square with Uranus. And while this is a kind of jarring and in some cases nerve-wracking square, it can also trigger some breakthroughs in consciousness and allow people to see things from very different perspectives. And I hope really that it serves you in that way. If you are operating a car, it's certainly a day to pay attention and be careful, and don't jump, don't get ahead of yourself. Remember to take things methodically, one step at a time. Well, thanks for tuning in today. I appreciate you taking the time to listen. And if you want to be in touch, shoot me an email at stars@ericlinter.com. Look for my daily forecasts online at the spiritofchange.org website. And remember, keep looking up.